back to GamesDuck here, and today we're going to finally be doing a Hamilton recap now that we've had more time to sort of take it in and realize that that actually happened.
Right.
So, yeah, we have a few notes, and we're just going to go through and talk about more specifically the performance and the soundtrack, because we went and saw the show. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of you have listened to the soundtrack, so we don't really have to go into depth about that.
Right, well, you can compare, because a lot of people have probably heard the soundtrack that happens in the show, so you can kind of compare.
So this is a little bit more show-based.
Like a review of the show.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, my first start is it is somehow, in some way, better than the soundtrack.
Right.
I don't know how that's possible, but it is, because you can like tell who is speaking.
Mm-hmm. That was a big part of it.
And
you could see who was delivering what lines. Yeah.
And the choreography is just gorgeous and amazing.
More dancing than I expected there to be.
Really? Yeah. I expected there to be well, actually more dancing.
Did you?
Yeah.
There was more than I thought there would be.
The choreography was amazing, like the staging, and we actually got to go on stage, not backstage, on the stage, and do an interview. And backstage. And do an interview, and you can't tell, but there are marks all over the stage.
Of course there are. Yeah.
Like you can't see,
marks.
You can't see them from like on the balconies, or even probably from one of the seats down there. But once you're on the stage, you can see how it moves. Like they have a spinning floor.
Yeah, it's like really multi-level spinning, and you could see those, like how where it spun and where it
you could see those from up there, but you could not see all the marks. And it's covered in marks. It's like the Silence episode of the Doctor Who. It's marks everywhere. Yeah. But
that was a cool behind the scenes.
That was a really cool thing.
Yeah.
But
I would say, like in addition, like you're saying that it's better than the soundtrack, and you're kind of blown away by it. I was starting to get a little bit worried by the time we got there to go see it, that I had built it up so much that my expectations were so high. That it even exceeded my expectations, though. It was even better than I thought it. I thought it was going to be really amazing, and it was even better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
But it was
in the same way. Yep.
And the cast themselves, they're all super nice people.
Of course.
Like they're just.
Well, not of course, but yes, they are.
Yes, they are. They're just super nice people, and
Who did we talk to?
We talked to Brandon Vixtor Dixon and Syndee Winters.
And Roddy Kennedy.
Yeah, and Roddy Kennedy. But yeah, they were all super nice, and the cast is super amazing.
And thoughtful.
Yeah.
Like, they were very, focused and thoughtful about... Hey, Domino, you gonna talk too? They were very, they thought a lot about their parts and about, the meaning behind what they were playing and stuff like that. They had really good answers to your questions and stuff.
They thought definitely a lot about their characters.
Yep.
And that was so cool. And you can definitely tell when they're performing that they know a lot about these characters, and they have different ways that they shape their characters. And we were lucky enough to have a really, really good Angelica, because Angelica is a part that everyone was really good. But this is in my notes, so that's why I'm saying Angelica specifically. But Angelica's a part that definitely takes a lot, because she has to, specifically in Satisfied, which is my favorite performance. This is Hamilton spoilers if you don't want to hear that. But they do everything.
It's a Hamilton spoiler that Satisfied's your favorite performance?
No, parts about the performance are spoilers.
Right.
But they basically do Helpless and Rewind, because in the soundtrack, it's rewinding, and it's Angelica narrating what it's like for her to go through basically the events of the song Helpless. So they actually do Helpless in reverse, and Eliza and Hamilton
choreography, rewinding,
and Eliza and Hamilton kiss in
backwards,
reverse, and that was really cool. And everyone's in reverse except for and pausing. And
you say Angelica and Eliza in that song, right? Sort of going back. It's really
And everyone, since she's sort of narrating through time, it stops for a few seconds, and it's basically it's like a mannequin challenge. Everyone has to freeze, and Angelica walks around, is walking around the stage, and she's singing her part about what's going on in that moment, and then it goes forward a little bit, and it stops, and it was just so cool. Because that's one of my favorite songs in Hamilton. I love the Schuyler sisters, or the Schuler sisters, if you want to perform.
Burn.
Yeah, Burn is my absolute favorite song from Hamilton. Is my favorite one.
They can't all be your favorite.
No, I think that's my favorite performed song.
Oh, Satisfied was your choreography overall.
And it's my second favorite song.
Burn is your favorite song.
I got you. Burn is my favorite song. Satisfied is my favorite performed, as well as my second favorite song from the soundtrack. That's setting that straight. And Burn was really cool because the performance was not all out but it was
it was beautiful.
It was just something simple, and you can tell we actually got to have Syndee who we interviewed as our Eliza on that day, which was super cool.
She was so good too.
Yeah, she was
awesome.
so good.
She's really amazing.
And you can definitely tell she knows the song and she knows the emotions because specifically the way it's performed. Like obviously the song itself is very emotional. I almost cried the first. Like I did the really bad mistake of not crying at every sad song because at the end I cried for like half an hour. But
are you gonna say something about the sigh? Or are you gonna? Was that too spoilery?
The sigh.
The Eliza.
You mean the bow? The gasp?
Yeah, the gasp.
The
I
gasp.
can't remember what you call it.
The sigh. No,
okay.
the gasp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will talk about that, but I want to talk about this for a little bit.
All right.
Because that's my favorite song, so I have to talk about it. But you can tell, like, the performance is very, very, very focused on the emotions. I had my little brother's binoculars, which aren't, like, super fancy binoculars, so I could see her expressions the whole time, and it's just very focused on the emotions, and I think she actually burned things during that performance. She did. She burned, and also
the letters.
Yeah, and the cool thing is the love letters are actual copies. I asked about it actually because I'm like what's happening? Like what is on the paper? Is there there could be anything on that paper because you can't tell from up on the stage, from watching the stage, but it's actual copies of the love letters to make it as accurate as possible, which is really cool. You go.
Oh, no, that just reminded me of something when you were talking about. Okay, go ahead.
I talk about a lot of things.
Yeah, it'll come back to you.
But yeah, and then towards the end of at the literal end of the show. So this is very, very spoilery if you don't want to know much about Hamilton. But they're singing. Like, did they tell your story? Do people know what happened?
Who lives, who dies, who does your story?
Yeah, well, at the end of the song, they're singing like,
oh, yeah.
Did they tell your story?
Right.
And Eliza's like, have I told your story? And then at the very end of the song, Hamilton comes out, and they both turn around and face the audience, and Eliza does like this gasp because she's seeing that his story was told to all these people in the theater.
Right.
And I think that's just such a beautiful, nice touch.
Yeah, it almost makes me tear up right now.
I know.
Sitting here.
It's just such a beautiful touch to the end of the show. And they also play this super cool, at the end, like when you're walking out, they play like a big mix of all the songs, because there's not much of that in Hamilton.
Right.
But there is that one thing. I don't remember what song at the end. I think it was at the end of Take a Break.
Yeah.
Where everyone's sort of singing because Eliza doesn't want Hamilton to go. Hamilton wants to go. George Washington is singing about the fact that Hamilton is coming.
I was going to say too, like it's an amazing ensemble, right? Yeah. And I thought it was interesting, and I don't know, like they came out at the end and they kind of talked a little bit about the charity event that they were working on, right? And then we saw like the Mike Pence thing that happened not too long ago, and it feels a little bit like maybe they don't do the traditional kind of curtain call. Like at the end where everybody sort of comes out individually and people clap for each person.
They do not do that. Yeah. I know this because we happened to have one of the nights where they were doing the charity thing, so we didn't get to see a normal end. Right? Yeah. But
that was really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That they're like a group, right? They treat themselves as an ensemble, so they don't have individual like applause and stuff like that.
Like they don't have Hamilton come out and then they clap, and they don't have the main characters come out and clap.
Yeah, but that's a very traditional Broadway and theater thing.
I know they did that during Matilda, because everyone was on scooters. That was a fun touch.
They were, that's right. But it reminds me, this is really kind of weird, right? But there are a couple of football teams, both kinds of football, where like they don't put the players' names on the back of their jerseys, because they're sort of like, we're a team and we're not a bunch of individuals and stuff like that. And I always thought that was kind of a cool thing to do. And so I thought it was kind of cool that Hamilton, like the cast, just accepted as an ensemble the performance. The applause was for the group and not individuals. Yeah.
I was looking at my notes. I completely forgot to put something in my notes.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I really liked.
Go ahead.
There was, I think you know what I'm going to say.
I don't have no idea.
No, the exit. Really?
Almost never have any idea what you're going to say.
Like a really, really amazing dancer who wasn't...
I was wondering when you were talking about the choreography.
Yes. And we happened to have one of the best ones that was on performance, because she was very, very expressive and like really happy, and you could tell she was really like into what she was doing the whole time.
Yep.
And I think I missed parts of the performance because I was like watching what she was doing during it.
Yeah.
She was in both of cabinet battles, which was really fun, because those are obviously because everyone has to react to what Hamilton and Jefferson are saying, and she was definitely very, very expressive during those. And I just wanted to say props to her, whoever she is.
Yeah, I wish you could find out who that was and knew who it was, because you've talked about her like almost every time.
I've talked about her every time I talk about her.
I want to talk about Thomas Jefferson.
Yes, talk about Thomas Jefferson.
That was my favorite performance Like, the more I think about it, the more, like, I just smile when I think about that guy's performance of Thomas Jefferson,
he
right?
was really good.
He was really, really good and funny and entertaining. And I know you want to talk about What Did I Miss, which was his first song. When he came out, when the second act started and he came out on stage and started that song, I was just like, oh my God, this is, it's a whole nother level. This is going to a whole new place.
Because his Lafayette was very different. And then he comes out as Thomas Jefferson and it's just so good.
It was so good.
And
so good.
Yeah, speaking
and
of
like flamboyant and like purple silk outfit. It was awesome. Like I really loved it.
But what they did a really cool thing with What Did I Miss, which is obviously Jefferson's first song, where the interlude is only like 15 minutes long, and apparently everyone in the theater decides to go to the bathroom at the same time.
Right.
So
and there's one
bathroom downstairs.
Yeah.
So everyone in the theater is going to the bathroom at one bathroom downstairs. So as if you happen to walk in late, What Did I Miss is going on, because that's the opening to the second act. And I just thought that was a really cool organization of the show, because it's so funny, too,
because it is, like, Jefferson has been in Paris,
yeah,
like, doing his thing in Paris, and then he comes back, like, after the Revolutionary War, and it's like, hey, what I miss? Has anything been going on over here?
And it's like that's just
funny.
We're a different country now.
That's it's just funny. And the way he played it, and the way that like he was sort of getting intermingled with Madison, and like all that, it was just, like forever now, we've talked about this several times, but like forever now, whenever someone talks about Thomas Jefferson, I'm going to picture that guy. Like that's what I assume Thomas Jefferson looked and acted like now, which is probably not totally accurate.
No, but like, yeah.
And the same with Hercules Mulligan. Like anytime I hear anything, or if you study anything about Hercules Mulligan, he's that guy. That's who he's going to be, which is probably
not spies on the British government. Like. And like Lafayette too, like everyone just in that show
those people
is now. I'm going to think of this when I think of historical people.
Yeah, right.
And it's so strange.
I think it's cool. I like the idea Presley asked in the interview, like the idea of certainly Presley for the rest of her life, when she hears about these founding fathers, will think about people of color as like the first mental images, and I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, and it's really cool. This is also not in my notes, and I don't know if this is totally true, but I thought it was cool. Where
you're making stuff up now.
No, I'm not making stuff up. This is something I saw on Tumblr. Where like Burr's distinction from the rest of the cast, because the rest of the cast is in the show. It seems rap is representing the revolution, and sort of because all of the songs about the revolution are all rappy and fast, and then Burr doesn't do any of that, and they're saying that's a good distinction because Burr's character is more, he wants to be in the room when it happens, and he wants to like have it all organized, and he's very traditional as a character.
Look, so that's another, like it is just the structure of it and the way it's put together and the way the story is told is just brilliant. Like it is I say it's transcendental, right? It just transcends what it is, the work. Like it was just a stroke of genius, and the time that Lin-Man sat down and put this thing together, and the way that it came out is just beyond. It's one of those things that makes you believe in like almost like a higher power, right? Like it was bigger than one man could sit down and build this thing. It's so beautiful and so well constructed, and so it just came together in like a really powerful way.
Amazing, yeah. And like all of the ideas, and I'm starting to get really, really into music for some reason. Like suddenly this happened, because I used to listen to music and now I'm like, music, everything. But like the way he puts together the different characters' themes, which is one of my favorite parts of a TV show at all. It's not a TV show, it's just one of my favorite parts of a TV show. But it's so cool because you can have all the different characters like metaphorical instruments, because every character has like an instrument and a tune, and putting those all together in one song and making a beautiful song is like so hard, but so he did it like so amazingly, because specifically in Room Where It Happens, which gets stuck in my head all the time, so I know the most about it. Like they have sort of Thomas Jefferson's like very big performance, and they have Burr's like more quiet thing, and then they have sort of Hamilton throughout the entire show is sort of like, I don't know the real word to describe it, but I'm going to say cinnamon roll because that's the only way I know how to describe it.
Probably not the real word.
No,
for it.
I did not. But like, it's very sort of he's getting stuff done and he's happy the whole, well, not the whole time, but he's happy and he's kind of
in his element.
Yeah, in his element. He's very much like he's writing. He thinks he knows exactly what he's doing the whole time. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. But you sort of have that element of he's sort of like he wanted this to happen, but he's unsure about what to do exactly.
Right.
And that song specifically puts together like characters that clash, but in a good way. Well, like so well together, because Thomas Jefferson and Hamilton and Madison and Burr's characters are all like very different.
Yeah.
And they all have very different like kind of songs and different ways of their music playing, and he put it together in just one big, really amazing, catchy thing.
Cool. Yeah, not the time to have the conversation, but I'd like to talk to you later about how that is cinnamon roll. Don't go into it now because we don't have time.
We don't have time.
But I really want to know where your head how you get to cinnamon roll for that. One other thing I want to throw out before we wrap up because we gotta get out of here. I do, and it's not in the notes, but I have to say something about King George because he was just ridiculously good.
We had hot sauce there, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was
so funny.
Yes.
And so like perfectly that was just the performance, the vocals. It sounded exactly like the album because he's the guy on the album. But like the performance, it was so awesome.
And in the beginning, they have him do like the silence your cell phones message.
Oh right. Yeah. That's right. He did
so he's like, silence your cell phones, please turn them off, and enjoy my show. And that was such an amazing and hilarious.
It was he was
perfect comic relief.
He was perfect. Like that could not have been any better at all. It was so perfect and funny. Those are the songs that get stuck in my head right now.
Yeah, and Lynn did the thing where it's there is comic relief in a situation that does not need comic relief. Like sort of when all the sad songs are about to come on and all the emotional things start happening. He's just like, they say the president, and it's just like so well timed, but like it's meant to be comic relief in a time that doesn't need it, and it's just like so good.
Okay, wrap us up.
So fun. It's so good. Hamilton is obviously an amazing thing.
It's obviously really difficult to go see it.
Yes.
You know, if they're selling tickets for the end of 17, beginning of 18 now probably. Like I would just buy tickets out there if you can get tickets out there and just know that when the time comes. Yeah, there is a competition going on right now. I know we'll put a link down in the doobly-doo.
I don't know if it was the raffle, but one of my friends just got Hamilton tickets. I don't know if she won the raffle, but she got them in a way that I'm pretty sure was official. I don't know. A
competition of some sort?
Yeah, a competition of some sort. I don't know. They stood in line and they came out with 3 Hamilton tickets. That's what I know.
Yeah, so they do every day at the theater. Every morning you can go and enter a raffle to win. Like there's a certain number of tickets that they give away every day. Or they sell at face value, I think, every day for the show.
Yeah.
So they're not all sold out, but there's like 20 tickets that they give away or something, or they sell or something like that, and it's thousands of people that try and get them every day. So
I think one of my friends somehow got 3 of them.
That happens.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
But if you can, if you want to try doing that, the show is so amazing. Yeah. It just you can tell everything in the choreography, and it just ties the show together in one big thing. And it's so amazing. So
if you can find a way to see it, you totally should.
Yes, yeah.
I think that's the short part of that.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Awesome. Okay, let's get out of here.
Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.